With Halloween right around the corner, I do feel it's the right time to talk about this character, but mainly for the fact that this costume became more than just a costume. From a third-rate salaryman to a vigilante superhero, this video will talk about one of the most confusing yet iconic characters in the Street Fighter EX series. Now, I know I say this about every EX character, but this guy is probably the most iconic character out of the bunch. Trust me, give it up to Skullomania. Street Fighter EX is the game that Skullomania made its first appearance in. If you guys don't know, Street Fighter EX is a spin-off Street Fighter game developed by Arika, a company composed of former Capcom employees. This Street Fighter was the first 3D adaptation of the Street Fighter series in the 90s that included a new set of fighters like Skullomania, as well as having some old ones return. Skullomania's story is actually quite interesting. Born in Japan, real name Saburo Nishikoyama, Skullo was just an ordinary salesman. Actually, not that ordinary. That nigga was actually sorry at his job. He was so bad, bruh. A third-rate salesman at a failing company, this was Skullomania's life. Now, the manual never really described what kind of company he worked for, only that he was bad at his job at a department store. But we know that he sucked. That's all we know. The management was just tired of him, and they was like, listen, Saburo, you're a cool dude and everything, but I'll be real with you. Sales numbers are low, and as a salesman yourself, we can only look at you. I mean, we may have to let you go. I'm sorry, but you might have to bounce, you know? Hearing this, Saburo was kind of distraught and in disbelief. He knew that he wasn't so good at his job, but to let him go, even though he has a family, a kid, and a dog at his house? Saburo was adamant on proving himself to his bosses once more and knew that he had to do something big during their big marketing campaign that was coming up at a local carnival. And guess what he did? He dressed up as a superhero, but not just a superhero, a Kamen Rider inspired costume, bringing attention to both the company and the character himself. Good job, man. Good job, Skullomania. I love seeing regular folks succeed. He went from zero to hero so fast. Shout out you, bro.
Hey.
Though everyone for once was happy for Saburo, he realized that his end goal in life was not to work as a salesman at a dead-end job, but something bigger. A superhero! Long gone are the days of punching in and working 8-hour shifts 5 times a week. His true calling had come, and he had officially become the man, the myth, the legend, Skullomania. Skullomania rocks a skeleton motif bodysuit in the first Street Fighter EX game. Plain suit, by the way, nothing more, nothing less. And in the sequels, he rocks the same skeleton suit, however, with a red scarf and a red belt. You know what's so crazy about the first design? Without the red cosmetics, this dude looks like he's naked, bro. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be looking at this guy right now for some reason. Put some damn clothes on, nigga. Skullomania's design was inspired by many iconic characters, actually. The character with the most inspiration input was definitely Kamen Rider by the late Shotaro Ishinomori. I've never actually watched Kamen Rider, so I'm not familiar with the series or the different versions, but there is a variant with the red scarf that the character is apparently based on the most named Hayato Ichimonji that also rocks the red belt as well. Skullomania is also inspired by another one of Ishinomori's works, Skullman. Gee, I wonder what for. Skullo also wears an S on his mask to remind everyone that he's Skullomania. Nah, cause sometimes y'all be forgetting who the boy is. Respect them, please respect them. In the ending of Street Fighter EX3, after his whole superhero spiel, he mentions that the next episode was something along the lines of, next week, episode 25, friend or foe, enter the Skullo Lady, which apparently is a pun on a Kamen Rider episode with the same title. The only difference is, who the hell is Skullo Lady? Skullomania probably has the funniest moveset of all Street Fighter. Like, I understand some characters got some goofy looking moves, but to have your whole moveset just be goofy is actually top tier work. So for me, he's definitely number one in that. According to the Wikipedia, Skullomania fighting style is mainly a mixture of acrobatic fighting styles, mainly throwing his body around the screen, kind of like Spider-Man. Oh. Interesting. Most of his moves include his nickname, Skullo, and it's exactly what generic superheroes will call their superhero moves, by the way, so it's a pun on superhero culture. Skullo Head is a move in which he just flies up and spins while screaming Skullo Head.
Get ahead! Get ahead! Get ahead!
Skullo Dive is similar to Skullo Head, but he throws himself around. Skull Crusher is very similar to Skull Dive, but he almost catapults himself like an angry bird across the stage. Skull Face Slam is hilarious. Bro, what is this move, man? Like, what is he doing, man? Skull Shock is like a body feint move. It kind of jokes with the opponent, like you're pretending to attack, but just laugh at them because, you know, he felt for the flinch. But my favorite move by him had to be his Skullo Dreamer, which is a raging demon that both Skullomania and Shadow Geese both have. This is so ugly because it's visible and niggas is drinking tea like in the middle of the fight. Like, what's going? This dude is so funny, bro. Is that a Stardust Breaker? Bro, this move is so insane, dog. Like, do you see how long he can hold that shit for in the air? And he can send too? Nah, this is actually the Spirit Bomb. Like, this is actually the Spirit Bomb. If he was in Tekken, he would have been worse than King. Actually, no, he wouldn't. No one is worse than King. King is like the devil reincarnate in that game. As Skullomania was Arika's most marketable asset, he made quite a few appearances outside of the EX series. Skullomania is a playable character in the niche PS1 game Fighter Maker, a fighting game that lets gamers make their own fighting game. His moveset is pretty similar to how he plays in the EX games, but it feels a little watered down. Like, they did include a good chunk of his moves. He obviously returns for Street Fighter EX's spiritual successor, Fighting EX Slayer. He makes a cameo appearance in the rhythm arcade game Technotix, also created by Arika. I did not expect him to look like that, I'm not gonna lie to you. However, he also makes a guest appearance in another fighting game. Do you remember when I said who Skull Lady was? Well, technically we got an answer, sort of, as she makes her unofficial debut in SAK Heroines Tag Team Frenzy, a tag fighter that gender bends a bunch of male characters and includes some well-known female characters to create an all-woman cast fighting game. Bruh, who even thought of this game? The idea of gender bending isn't the craziest thing. In fact, I think it's pretty creative. But what they did to my boy Terry? Oh no, he's hot! Skullomania makes an appearance in this game as a DLC character as well. Shocked that randomly, one day, he just woke up and transformed into a woman. I'm still in shock right now. And I've never in my 26 years of living knew this game existed. Skullomania briefly makes a minor appearance in the Street Fighter Udon comic series, where he is riding the bus in Sakura's chapter. By the way, I see this comic mentioned quite a few times in all the videos I've made. Let me know in the comments down below if you want me to cover it on the channel. This picture out of context is actually insane. To really explain exactly what happened, the devs for Street Fighter EX had the initial plan making Skullomania an alien, and he kind of did this thing where he would get like the random Street Fighter characters and turn them into Skullomania versions of themselves. That's why Ryo's like that naked. I needed to add the context just in case, because this is a crazy picture. In my honest opinion, Skullomania is one of the best designed, most simple characters out there. I know some people don't like his look, but he's by far the most marketable hero or the most marketable character they have on their whole EX series. And the Bone approach really makes him unique. There's a huge sense of relatability with him compared to the others, with the whole him just being a regular dude working at a job that he hates. And then he gets this crazy new passion, becoming a superhero inspired by the many we grew up watching. At his core, he's like a good chunk of us, you know? An adult on the outside, but a kid at heart underneath the suit. Also, before I end this, Arika got peak on top of peak when it comes to characters in the EX series. Just for them to be wasted and not used. Yo, Skullomania could really be their Pikachu if they marketed him properly. The fact this guy doesn't have a manga or an anime, it's criminal. They're literally fumbling, bro. They're not even fumbling. They're literally like tripping. Like they're tumbling over. Imagine him in another studio. Like, imagine him.
How many times do I have to tell you, dude? I don't do any of the recruiting.
Please! An opportunity like this doesn't come out of nowhere. It was a sign from the greats above. Also, I heard you guys have an insane benefits package.
I just wanted my pizza.
What is going on?
Bone Guy here somehow found one of our labs and wants to join the Avengers.
Please, I am begging you, let me join the Avengers. The Bone Guy is not the appropriate luminary for describing a man among you. I've searched across dimensions, across realities, for a team worthy of my skills. My spirit burns with the fire of unemployment. You're the Avengers, the pinnacle of justice. I beg of you, allow me to join your ranks, as I, Skullomania, can be the key to the future of Avengers glory.
Sorry, Skullomania, is it? We appreciate the introduction and the dramatic flair, but we just don't know you? Like, how did you even get here, and what are your powers?
My origins are irrelevant when compared to my desire for justice. And surely, as a former US Vice President and presidential candidate, I would have believed you would have been more empathetic and understanding of giving the regular citizen an equal opportunity.
Presidential candidate? I'm not Kamala Harris.
My apologies, young one. Yet, my point remains. Any experience of me being in a superhero team is key to my journey of serving justice.
Well, he sure does have the spirit for it.
Yeah, you can say that again.
I can't believe he was my Uber Eats driver. MJ's not gonna believe this.
Spider-Man, Ms. Marvel, copy.
What is it, Mr. Fury?
We've got a major situation downtown. Black Cat. What is that piranha doing there?
I am not a piñata. I am a hero. The hero is me.
Peter, I'll ask later why you are letting strangers in the base. Anyways, Black Cat is specifically looking for you. Says something about a stolen jewel in a very important date.
Oh, jeez. Not this again. Can't you send someone else? I just got my pizza.
Negative. She's made it personal. And frankly, the last time you two played cat and mouse, Stark Tower lost half its ventilation system. Get moving.
Oh. Fine.
Peter, no. No, no! We are not letting an amateur go up against her.
Come on, he's far from an amateur. In fact, he looks older than me. If anything goes wrong, we will just have to back him up.
I have a feeling I'm going to regret this.
Hey! Skullman! Want to prove yourself to the Avengers? Your mission is to stop Black Cat from whatever she is planning on doing. Got it?
Oh my god, really? Oh my god. I mean, consider her intercepted for the Avengers, for justice, for Peter Parker, and for Kamala Harris.
I am not Kamala Harris!
I wasn't expecting you to visit me so fast, Spidey. But my mind has been recently going crazy. Who are you?
Halt, fiend! You face Skullomania, a new recruit for the Avengers, champion of justice, and that's it!
Really? So that Uber Eats bag next to you doesn't mean anything?
It does not! I just got hungry on the way. Sound like I do Uber Eats on the side or anything like that?
Skullomania? Seriously? Where's Spider-Man? Don't tell me he sent a Halloween costume reject to deal with me. This is just insulting.
I am not a Halloween costume. He sent me because he believed in me. And also because he said you're annoying.
What was that? This is just not my night. I went through all that trouble to lure him out, even left a trail of specific anti-catnip mice, and I get this?
Ma'am, I think you're underestimating how powerful Skullomania actually is. No fear, I have you pinned exactly where I want you to be. I will showcase to everyone the might of Bone Justice.
Oh, you have me exactly where you want me, alright. Which is contemplating a very long, very painful fall for you. Alright, Cinco de Mayo man, bring it on.
Let's go! I did it! I won the fight. Let's go. I defeated her! But she ran away when I was celebrating. But it's okay! I am the hero! The hero is me!
Great job, Sculio.
You did great, man. Nice moves out there.
Thank you for your kind words, team. I will now be officially part of the Avengers after this.
Let's not get carried away now. But I can have you stay on the lab for the rest of the day and talk to Nick Fury.
I will take it! Soon I can even get my own MCU movie! Oh my gosh, things are actually clicking!
Alright. lower your expectations. Did you see how long it took me to get an appearance in the MCU?
I am different. Everyone loves Skullomania.
No one knows Scolio.
Not yet, but I promise that name will be flying around just like yours.
Let's see about that.